Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 5 of Maroon Mondays. I'm Andrew, your host, and we got a packed show for you this week. We're going to start off with Kathy Griffin and a controversy that no one expected and nobody asked for. And nobody wanted to see anyway. And of course, you know what it is, so I'm not going to go any further, and I'll get to that in a moment. Also on this week's show, Bill Maher, controversy at all, launched himself into what happens to be a stratosphere of controversy when he referred to himself as, we will get to that also. We also got some terrible news involving Tiger Woods. Not terrible as another controversy, terrible is that he's really fallen hard these days, and his recent arrest involving intoxication, not of the expected kind. How I feel for him. Well, not too much though. Also this week, One Love Manchester concert that took place earlier on Sunday, local United States time, created by Ariana Grande in response to the horrible terror attack in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful benefit concert involving many musicians from both sides of the pond. There are also a couple other stories I'd like to get to, including a noose being found at the Smithsonian Museum for African American History and Culture. Another story involving LeBron James being the victim of racist vandalism, and why both these stories have something to do with, in America, has not let up at all and still continues sadly to this day. Also this week, some fat ass who tried to brush off LeBron James's vandalism story as rich people are immune to racism and only racism works when you're poor. Why I think that this is stupid as hell. Works no matter what your race and no matter financial situation. And I might say some other things about other news stories later on too. So that's what we're going to do for this week, and that's what we're going to get started on. Let's get started with controversy surrounding Kathy Griffin, and well, you saw the picture, so let's get into it. All right. Okay. Now, comedian Kathy Griffin is absolutely no stranger to controversy. Addition of controversy that really has her career after it's been broken. Now, she isn't exactly a great comedian, but the stunt she pulled last week involving President Donald Trump is absolutely no laughing matter. Now, the stunt is a video/photo posted on her social media pages. Gory, disembodied head of someone we know is a replica of that of Trump. Taken a shoot a few weeks ago in collaboration with a photographer by the name of something. I can't remember his name. I'll get to that in a minute. But now, before I say anything, I will say that I do agree with everyone who has destroyed Griffin's image. Not funny at all. It was, and still is, truly disgusting, disturbing, and a nightmare to look at. Now understand, and I hope you guys do, because I definitely understand if you feel that way. Now, Trump is a very divisive guy when he was a businessman, and especially when he became president. That is absolutely true. And for all the actions he committed against this country, and especially the poor and the middle class, he has become and deserves that mantle and title. But even I, or any of her fans, would never, ever, ever go as far as posting the image of myself or anybody holding a decapitated head to show my hatred or anybody's hatred of him. I expect that, and I could never take that into consideration, even if I would never want to, post an image of that on the internet. And Griffin must have been talking with her team at the time, and someone must have had some common sense to say something like, "Would you say so?" Because a lot of people are going to look at this with a full stomach and closed mind, or a full stomach. People are going to be disgusted by this, and the hate will be huge. And Griffin herself must have thought this would at least get some backlash. In fact, her entire career was filled with backlash, so she should be a little aware of this at least. Be aware that some people are not going to like this. And by some people, I mean the entire GOP and all their supporters. But I felt that from her reactions and words, a lot of people would agree with this and would like this. No, honey indeed. No one liked this, and no one agreed with this. Because I'm the right and absolutely negative to that in a minute. And because of that, thought process and the reactions and talk from her team, she went through with it today. Now, to be honest, in my opinion, I can't stand, or at least previously a liberal, as I changed my affiliation to independent the day after the election, get by Republicans because of the fact that every single liberal, same controversy, just because one of us did something wrong. And I cannot go through life just moving on past this. It's bad enough. And we all have awareness and a conscience. If I say something wrong, we will all throw her or him under the bus whenever they do it, because we were not like this or stand for this at all. Unlike the Republicans, well, even if they think they do, but who am I to judge? So, and heavy backlash, Griffin responded with a different apology on her Twitter page and did not go back to her sincerity. This happened about a couple days after the video was posted, and she really looked like she tried to make this as honest and sincere as possible. Let's listen to it. Sorry, this video is taking a while. Damn it.
I sincerely, I'm just now seeing the reaction.
Okay, there it is. Let me start it over.
I sincerely apologize. I am just now seeing the reaction of these images. I'm a comic. I crossed the line. And then I crossed it. I went way too far. I sincerely apologize. In the reaction of these images, I'm a comic. I crossed the line. I moved the line. Then I crossed it. I went way too far. The disturbing. I understand how it affects people. It wasn't funny. I get it. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Now she's a person, a comedian, who crosses the line with her controversial comedy a lot. She moves it around just to suit her humor, and then she crosses it. She's a person who does that. I know this because I've seen her do stand-up like this before, and comedy like this before, for many years. She has a show like that called My Life on the D-List. I've seen her on many talk shows, on specials and stuff like that. She does this for a living. And I can understand and respect that. Like that photo, I can't agree with this. I can't like this, and I cannot stand for this. I cannot stand beside something no one would want to stand for. See the video again from hopefully in full.
I sincerely apologize. I am just now seeing the reaction of these images. I'm a comic. I cross the line. I move the line, then I cross it. I went way too far. The image is too disturbing. I understand how it wasn't funny. I get it. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career. I will continue. I ask your forgiveness, taking down the image. I'm going to ask the photographer to take down the image, and I beg for.
Yeah, Covfefe, can I teach you a little lesson in Internet 101? The internet, whether a picture or post, whatever, you can't take it down. It will not go away. It will stay there forever. Posting something public, no matter what it is, will stay on the internet forever. And no matter how much you try to get it off, whether you succeed or not, there will be someone in this world see that post, and they will screen tag it. There's a big chance they'll post it on the internet on their account, on their time. There will be an even bigger chance it will stay there. Trying to take something down off the internet. Media, chances of you trying are slim to none. I can't believe she even thought that she would try to take it down. Photographer in this case, I know, yeah, he's just as much as controversial as she is, at least from what I've heard about him. Milk this controversy for as long as he can and ride the wave. And he's definitely going to try his best to keep it up as possible to boost his image and further his career. If so, then Griffin deserves it for doing something like this. Now, honestly, this apology definitely came when many people destroyed her art piece. Now, it may seem like an art piece, but it is. It's pretty much threatening the life of the president. Life. That's a felony, and there's a chance you're going to go to prison for a long time after being investigated by Secret Service. And the Secret Service did take into account that there will be an investigation. That is, I don't know what to say otherwise. I mean, she put herself in through this, and I can't say she doesn't deserve it. She deserved it all. Fortunately, CNN felt the same way. Which has an annual Year's Eve program, which he hosts with the face of the network, Anderson Cooper, for 10 years. They said that they will fire Griffin from the program, and she was. And Cooper responded to this as well, saying on Twitter, appalled by the photo shoot Kathy Griffin took part in. It is clearly disgusting and completely inappropriate for a response. But I would have said something shorter like, announcing Kathy Griffin's appalling photo shoot is disgusting and inappropriate. Fair and necessary approach to fire Griffin from the New York Eve special coverage. When the news is official decision, in my opinion stands, and she deserves her termination. A few days later, Griffin made her first public appearance, saying that Trump and her family is going to ruin her and her life. We just did you expect, woman? What did you expect? When you're being President Trump, who loves the attention and loves to spread his wealth and brag about it, the hell? I honestly don't think you didn't think much through this because you just expected people to like this. But in any circumstance, I can't say anybody who gets to do something like that doesn't deserve this. Okay, now, conference took place on Friday, the 2nd. Yeah, Friday the 2nd. I'm trying to pick the video, so I'm trying to listen. Yes. Okay. Okay, video's not coming in, sorry. So, honestly, what the frick did you expect? He has the power to respond to anything that he sees and has his likeness and name on it. He loves the attention and whatever mentions him, and will take the fullest advantage to write it out on top. He'll risk and ruin his already credibility, his already to make himself look good. And this image not only will help his case more, it will kill whatever reputation you have at this moment up until this point. He has a family that he loves, and when they saw that the likeness of his father was removed from his body, bloodied, and held by a woman they don't like, it not only makes them angry to pieces. And I can honestly say that happened to my dad the same way. And our reactions are exactly what I expected them to be. Being from Trump. Honestly, this is as sad as you expected. More with Melania Trump's response, because well known for plagiarism, trophy wife in Slovenia, or kind of love her husband. Would definitely refuse to see him in a state like this. And I definitely can agree with this. Even if she's not my favorite first lady at the moment, I agree with where she's going at. It doesn't open your eyes, my opinion of agreeing with some of the Trumps about this photo. Everyone in the political spectrum left took in the same opinion as in their reactions. Was that everyone on the same political path as Griffin was extremely vocal about their disapproval towards Griffin's stunt. Soledad O'Brien, Jake Keith Olbermann, Deborah Messing, and even Chelsea Clinton, the daughter of the woman who faced off against Trump in the 2016 election, announced the photo and video. Everyone's reaction sounded the same, but the most telling came from Messing and Clinton. Now, Messing said, "Lynch Obama effigies." Clinton said, "This is wide open ball. It's never funny to joke about killing a president." For me, I couldn't disagree a second. Of lynched Obama effigies, My opinions on the right, my opinions on the right, meanwhile, stand for this one controversial. But what they said was absolutely hypocritical. Many right leaders have done the same damn thing, of mocking and even threatening Barack Obama's life. Ted Nugent was the most vocal, if not the all. He once said something like, Obama stuck my pistol, something like that. Or maybe 47 or whatever. Something like that. He said that, well, one, telling Obama sucked his dick, and two, wanted to shoot him. Wanted to threaten the life of Barack Obama. No, like him. Obama, running a president, no matter what, is a federal offense and a crime. I was arrested for something like this. Maybe Obama had a moral compass and decided to just let it go because he has more important things to take care of in his presidency in this country. I can definitely believe that. But the rock star is still somewhat relevant these days, baffles me. Remember when Michelle Obama once said, we go high? Well, these fuckers turn the other cheek on all of this. Oh, but when liberals are even accused of doing the same treachery, calling the whole life response reprehensible? Good ass little butt plugs. That's how screwed up American politics is. In my opinion, would openly denounce whatever any Democrat supporter or official would say or show against the opposition that would disgust and offend anyone. Because we were supposed to be tolerance and acceptance and open minds. I'm not defending Griffin at all, but for both parties to do things like this and point fingers at people later on or doing something horrifying, despite the fact they do the exact same thing, it's just stupid, disgusting, and absolutely pathetic. It's really sad how things turned out. Now, I don't know where she'll go after this, but I'm sure Griffin is so sure that she's got a whole lot of work to do on the Redemption Express before even thinking of getting a half-hour gig on public access television. But if she's going to try so hard to beg for forgiveness and anything like that, let's just say she's going to have to do a whole lot of begging, and a whole lot of pleading, and a whole lot of apologizing. As the great Mortimer Maybell once said, you gotta prepare for a whole lot of ugly and a never-ending parade of stupid. And for this case, moving on, let's go from one controversial comment saying something stupid or doing something stupid and deserving the backlash. Let's talk about Bill Maher, proclaimed for a moment house nigga. Jesus. Now Bill Maher, he is no stranger to controversial moments and comments, as he's done this for decades on his former show Politically Incorrect and his current show on HBO, Real Time. Now, on this week's edition of the latter series, Maher conversed with Republican Senator from Nebraska, Ben Sasse. Now, coming to Nebraska working in the fields with Maher as if it's some type of open request or something like that. Maher then said in response, Sir, I'm a house nigga. It's no joke. No, it's a joke. He actually did say this. I'm not joking. But what I just said about him is no joke. Believe me. This is what really came out of his mouth. This actually came from Bill Maher's mouth.
Sass invited Bart on his home state to work in the field with us. Bart answered with, "No, you're just watching our phone."
To Nebraska more. You're welcome. With us. Work in the field. That's I'm a housemaid.
Yeah. I controversial, and that his opinions are unapologetic and somewhat bold. But then again, he's also a jackass. Things he said on multiple occasions, such as remember that comment he made about 9/11, saying that the attackers aren't the cowards, yet we're the cowards. And I'm sure somebody would understand and believe that and agree with that. I'm having a hard time being one of those people. This comment, on the other hand, both pisses me off and doesn't piss me off. Even though I try to not care, no matter who says it, that I don't like the word nigga, and I especially don't like the word nigger. Whoever else, I just don't like anybody saying the word, and I try my best not to care about it and just move on. The fact that he says it from a very red state just pisses me off. Like a joke. Oh, I'm just a cool guy who just stands around and just watches other Negroes do their work. To give you the idea of what a house nigga is, movie Django Unchained, character played by Samuel L. Jackson plays one of those people. A house Negro is. That's exactly what one is. My the depiction that he's a white guy or a black guy who gets to go inside the master's house and to snitch on the slaves who are doing work or not doing work at all, or just doing things like that. At least that's what I'm trying to say is. And if I'm wrong, God, my apologies. And I don't find it with me at all. And when I hear him talk, he's smirking, so smart like tone in his voice. Not only makes you roll your eyes, but sometimes makes you want to punch him in the face. And his ass, what douche behavior probably is, makes you understand why. At times. It makes you wonder why he has a show on HBO. Sure, the network is it should not be an excuse for a guy like him to, just say something like that. It makes it a lot of people don't understand it, or the people when they're just feeling sorry for him for saying something like that. So they're just gonna clap and go, woo! Give him some sympathy there because, hey, he's just a guy saying what he wants. And I'm okay with giving someone to say whatever they want as long as it fits in context and I can understand what they're going with. If I can't understand what you're saying, or if it says something that revenge, then I can't stand behind something like that. Now, I rarely watch R, but after this occasion, I don't think I would ever even think about the show anymore. Especially when you say something like that. Oh, okay, got half an hour's time ago. Let's try to squeeze everything in. And on the same thought path of people learning their careers and how they try. Beautiful and radical. Now I'll get to that in a minute. But let's talk a bit about LeBron James. You know, I will take that same thing for a little bit. Now let's talk about being of racial vandalism right now. Now, Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James has been the latest victim of racial vandalism last week to his house and came to his Los Angeles house and vandalized his fence by spray painting the word nigga on his front gate. Now, from this post in the Washington Post, the incident as a possible hate crime and are examining the security camera footage from nearby homes in an attempt to identify the perpetrator. It was covered up by the house's property management company. After it was discovered around 6:45 a.m. local time Wednesday morning. At the residence at the time of the vandalism, an LAPD spokesperson told the AP. Cavaliers NBA Final Series against the Golden State Warriors. According to publicly available records, James purchased a home in Los Angeles' Tony for less than $21 million. Think what you want about this, but I'm going to say it like it is. Racism. I don't know, for whatever reason, whoever the vandalist is who did this. And for vandalism, if you're going to spray paint the N-word on a house fence, it's disgusting. It's really unfair, really. I don't know if the guy is doing this because one of his LA-based teams isn't in the finals, or he's just some dickweed who just wants to just vandalize a black man's. He said something that offended him. I don't know what offends you, but what offends me is when you're going to just put the N-word on black man's fence. I'm sorry, gate. I meant to say gate. That's where it happened. But in any way, whoever did this, I hope they get caught, and let this be a proven thing that while people who vandalize things, deserve to get caught and arrested and sent to jail. Racism is still a thing, whether white people would like to believe it or not. I'm sure will not believe it, and they will refuse to. Or black people will believe it or not. I believe that they will believe it because either it happened to them, they've heard it happen to other people. And you just cannot ignore no matter how hard you try. And get your blood boiling. Comment here from someone who should just shut the fuck up and not talk about anybody getting vandalized when they don't know what they're talking about. Whitlock. You may know him as this fat-ass man who really shouldn't wear a fedora. He looks like he can't fit the damn thing. Now, Jason Whitlock commented on the vandalism scandal involving James, saying that because LeBron James is rich, racism, and that racism poor. So basically speaking, if you don't have or are not worth millions of dollars, we're pretty much prone to racism. Now, okay. Now Whitlock appeared on CNN, ESPN. He appeared on some sports show that I do not watch, and pretty much tried to make the point that it's because he's rich, LeBron James does not deserve this at all.
The worst thing in the world is to be black in America. It's just not true. The worst thing to be in America and anywhere on the planet is poor. Numbers go through the stats. If you're poor, regardless of catching hell in America and on this planet, LeBron has risen above poverty, the elevated place we have in this society, where pretty much him. And to sit here and say that, oh my God, my house was vandalized in LA, and on the eve of this greatest sporting event, I'm traumatized. It's just not true. He didn't say it was traumatized. I understand, but that was the way he, and you know, the way, again, it was all said for the benefit of social media and Twitter. I'm fired up about it because, again, this is the Embrace Debate Network. Ourselves as. Yeah. And so I'm not out of bounds here when I say I watched them in a sharp today say the hardest thing is being black in America. I was just like, have you ever tried to be a veteran that lost a leg in America? Have you ever been a poor person of a crime and forced to go with a public defender in America? Color. If you're poor, regardless of color, you are catching hell. I've been poor. Shannon's been poor. We know the difference. We know how good our lives are. And we don't need to pretend like, oh my God, this is so terrible what's happening to us. We fit in the disadvantage and talking about.
Oh my God. What a... Jeez, man. Poor or rich or black or white or whatever kind of race. To racism. People will come to you, call you a nigger, or call you a honky, or call you a spick, or call you brown eyes, or slant eyes, or whatever the hell. no matter what. Racism from anybody. And that's especially from white people. James, and you know it's racism. And yes, raised poor. Or Shannon Sharp was raised poor. Know that you were raised poor, then you should know what he's gone through. A lot of black men have gone through things like this. And stop perpetuating stereotypes that black men who are rich or stuff like that can be not be immune to racism or have or something like that. Black men have been caught in crimes or been held up by police. They've been accused of crimes and stuff like this before. If you open your eyes and look at this for the past several years, it's been happening. Trump became president, it has happened. Several years during Obama's term, many black men have been shot for no damn reason. They have the right to go by white for no reason of a crime. Crimes that we all know they have not committed. And you have the damn gall. LeBron James is immune to racism. Have you seen what happened to his front gate? The paint may have been removed after a few hours. From what you've heard about it, rich basketball player, or because Shannon Sharp used to be a rich, or you just happen to be a rich, whatever the fuck you are used to be. And somehow you're talking on a national platform about racism. Black man, you have the odds against you that you're going to suffer from racism no matter what you are or where you are. I don't know who, but you're not. I don't know who the fuck you think you are going to come off as a fat black Sus Ramirez saying that oh, this man thinks he's gone through racism but he's not because he's rich. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, coon. Down and realize something. No matter what tax bracket you're on or what street you live on, whether you're poor or you're rich, or you're black or not, or female even so, not be exempt from racism. This world is filled with people who are racists, especially in this country. I tell you the examples of proof of that all this time. And for you to have the fucking gall to say something like that, saying that rich people, especially rich black people, are exempt from. So you how far your sausage ass is straight up your open wide ass. Just sit the fuck down and close your mouth before someone comes up to you and smack you. It'll be hours before you realize that. All I'm gonna say is racism is still a thing. No matter how much we try to stop it, it just won't go away. Any examples of this happening? There are even people out there who have been caught on camera, who know that they've been caught on camera, but they don't care. They're just going to say whatever they say and say. There was my white bitch who was at Walmart, a Latino woman who wanted to get her medicine, asked the woman besides she can get her medicine. She said no. Black woman asked her, ma'am, she just wants to get her medicine. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's okay if you do it. She calls her nigga and stuff like that. Racism is everywhere. We can't deal with it. Oh yeah, do something about it. All right, let's move on to Tiger Woods. Man, what is right with this man these days? Now, Tiger Woods has taken another L in his Hall of Shame and blunder since his cheating scandal. Dash cam video was released of Woods being found in his car sleeping with the engine on. After police woke him up and took him out of the car, 2 intoxication tests, like breathalyzer tests, and putting the fingers on his nose and saying the alphabet backwards. But what really was most telling about this was backwards. I can't say even Star Spangled Banner backwards, or something like that. Now, looking at the video, it was very difficult to see him act this way and feel this way. Because even if the guy did a very horrible thing by cheating on his ex-wife with so many women and pretty much destroying his golf career forever, he's got to feel some bit of sympathy for him because of the fact that he's trying his hardest to get his career and his life back on track, but no matter what, because of back injuries, spinal injuries, stuff like that. But sympathy because of the cheating scandal. Now, I'm just going to go straight, short, and simple. I think he should give up golf and the public spotlight for a while. His cheating scandal and his trials to get back on the green star and the game that made him a superstar wreck for him and made him become a wreck. While I feel no sympathy for his flaming behind his back, behind the back of his ex-wife, honestly, none at all. Like I said, I feel at least a little sorry for him. His back injury came from trying to be the top golfer again, and then he took as pretty much a very serious reaction to it. He said that in a statement that to treat the injuries, to treat his injuries, and as a surgeries, but they've caused strong reactions to him. To be honest, I think it's time to give it all up because it's pretty much been a huge downward spiral for him that he just can't seem to get out of. Previously, when we all heard about Tiger Woods, winning many golf championships and inspiring many young players. This guy playing a sport that wasn't as cool, and now another woman accused him of an affair. His wife left him. His endorsers left him. Many things. He once crashed into robots, I think, and now his life is crashing into, insomnia or something like that. Now, I think Woods needs to admit defeat. And just for now, until he's in much better health to even think about going back to even mini golf. I'm not going to root for him. Once he proves that he's gotten his life back on track and he's all straight to go back to, then I can at least still show some sympathy for him. Honestly, it's time that Tiger Woods needs to and rest before he fucks up his life and career even more. Okay, 1 minute or two break, and I'll go to my final story. Be right back. All right, folks, I'm back, and now just in time for our final story of the week, and it's definitely a beautiful thing. We're talking about the One Love Manchester benefit concert. Finally, this week, it's time to end it on a hopeful or positive note. Earlier today, many famous musicians from both sides of the pond came together in solidarity in support of the victims of the terror attacks in Manchester from about 2 weeks ago. Now, as you know, 22 concert goers lost their lives, and plus others were injured at an Ariana Grande concert in the city of Manchester. This is from the efforts of a suicide bomber who blew up a bomb innocent lives. Sadly, and worst of all, many of them were children. And to just twist the knife of the UK, some place in London just about last night, when 7 or 8 Londoners, I'm sorry, I just got the news that I'm sure it was 8 Londoners were tragically killed, with scores of others injured in 3 different attacks across the London area. A roadside vehicle-based attack going down many people on the London Bridge, and in an area in London I have forgotten. Many people, scores of Londoners were injured and were killed. There was also an attack in, I'm guessing, a factory that's placed near London, I'm sure. Now, in honor of the victims and their families, producers took the time to put together a benefit concert in Manchester by many famous musicians: Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, the Black Eyed Peas, and UK-based performers Robbie Williams, Little Mix, Niall Horan, Marcus Mumford. Yes, I saw that play. Now, when I heard it was to air on TV across the world, I immediately tuned in to show my support from the fans, and it was fantastic. New occasion and herself, in case you haven't known, is about a girl who wants to tell her fuck herself because we're being a bitch of a girlfriend, negatively towards the inhumane fuckers who committed the heinous crimes. And to see Ariana on stage in public for the first time since the attacks, and London wide with eyes rolling in my ears. I honestly loved and of the benefit concert to see these performers singing their songs to honor these victims, the time out to, from their busy career, do such a concert, and that made me happy. It made me feel so happy. Victims and their families and the citizens of Manchester really do deserve it, because as a city, a strong community of people, proving that when it comes to anything, they will not show hate and they will fight to survive a war against hate and violence. They won. They won. Beautiful response to that. Let's talk a bit about the performances. started off the event with a song, a beautiful song called it's coming through. Tim Show. Yes, it was a beautiful song and a great way to start off the event. The event continued with performing Shine. Both songs were absolutely fantastic and cheerful. In fact, Shine pretty much reminds me of by Yellow. Lovely, wonderful, and cheerful, but not as supremely cheerful